Welcome everybody, another episode of Full Spectrum Survival, bringing you hard-hitting news and headlines, not just from America, but from around the world. The things that you need to know to remain prepared for an uncertain tomorrow. I want to thank you for being here with us. Let's jump right into how economists say that we are about to see higher prices than ever in our beef. The USDA's cattle inventory report. It just came across. It shows a decline in the cattle herd headcount nationwide. We have now reached what some of the cattle herders call record low numbers. As of January, the total numbers of cattle and calves were 86.7 million, down by over a percentage point from just last year. The beef herd shrunk 40% since 1975. It is at its smallest number since 1961. Beef cows that have calved hit a record low now at 27.9 million. Now we have all of these people out there saying that the bird flu is going to begin to be experienced in cattle herds. We're going to see massive amounts of cattle die-offs. We're going to see beef prices through the roof. They're going to make eating any sort of living protein a very hard thing to do in our current economy. Now the WEF and other outlets out there like Bill Gates organizations, they want you to eat the bugs and they want you to eat them every day. They want you to get ready to have mealworm protein inside of your food, so much so that the FDA inside of the United States government is prepared to add a warning label to the bottom of your ingredients. This warning label would be very similar to the one that exists for genetically altered, modified by man genomes inside of your food supply chain. Right at the bottom it says that your ingredients may contain genetically altered organisms or genetically modified plants. Soon, it may say that a small percentage of your total protein in this product contains organic material. That organic material is bugs that are rolling around in their own feces, bugs that are eating God knows who knows what, bugs that are eating each other in large containers deep in facilities that are run by very dirty organizations. That's what they want to feed you and your children. Now, is it wrong to eat bugs? I've eaten plenty of bugs in my life. Do kids eat bugs? Sure they do. But the fact that they would rather have you live around solar panel farms, wind farms, they would rather pave your roads with radiological material than just have some cows grazing on green grass in what used to be a very beautiful America, that should make you mad. Experts say that they're waiting on indicators. We've seen a replacement heifer number decrease. This indicates continued contraction throughout the entire cycle. We've seen the signaling of the beginning of a horrible cycle. The calf crop remains steady, but it is expected to decline. Record feed steer prices, outgoing trade uncertainties, all of these things will influence your cost of beef at the grocery store. Now, we already know eggs is not going to go down anytime soon. They're killing off all the chickens. They're already kept in pretty bad conditions, and they're just going in with flamethrowers and sometimes with a chemical and killing them. Soon it's going to happen, according to some, in our cattle. What happens when we then see a pig or a swine flu die off? This world is just on the edge, the very precipice of a very big disaster. Demonstrators are continuing to gather in cities across the USA. What they're protesting right now is an entire Trump administration. They're saying that everything that the Trump administration is doing is against the betterment of the global citizen. Protesters in states like Pennsylvania, capitals in California, Minnesota, Michigan, Texas, Wisconsin, Indiana, and beyond. They're all taking their anger against Donald Trump, Elon Musk, RFK Jr., and Tulsi Gabbard. I'm appalled, one person says, by democracy's changes, and specifically the last 2 weeks. It did start a long time ago, says Margaret Wilmeth at a protest in Columbus, Ohio. I'm just putting a presence into the resistance. Now, I want you to pay attention. They're using codes like Build the Resistance and codes like Revolution, hashtags like resist, hashtags like revolt, hashtags protest. All of these things are going up as entire groups of people prepare for civil war. The Ukrainian president has accused now Fox host Tucker Carlson. He says he works for Putin. He says that he is licking his rear end. I can't say the exact term that Zelensky used, but that's what he said. Now, when he responded to the appearance on Piers Morgan Uncensored, during which he criticized all of what was happening, he says, regrettably, this blogger or journalist, whatever you want to call him, he unfortunately fully repeats words of Putin. Zelensky continued at the time. He works for Putin because he wants to lower me to the level of Putin. This is what he wants. He continues to say multiple bad things about Tucker Carlson. Talks bad a little bit in what could be construed as the ideas of what's happening between Trump and Putin. We're just going to have to wait and see how this thing plays out, people. Guys, if you are watching this broadcast, you're on the channel Full Spectrum Survival. Our analytics say that you're maybe watching 60% of you are on your phone. Most of you are on your television. Very few are on your computer, like that Inception behind me that I just noticed. That's me back there. Very few of you are on a computer, but I want to thank you for being here no matter where you're tuning in from. Mexico, Brazil, China, or the good old US of A. We are in this together. We are preppers and survivalists. Experts are now sounding an alarm. They say that we have seen a never-before discovery of pathogens. Researchers from the University of Queensland in Australia are saying the world must prepare for a new global threat. Now, this comes in a virus that is right now in shrews. Shrews are very small mole-like creatures. It was in Tallapoosa County, U.S. state of Alabama. It's named Camp virus. It's part of the Henipa virus. It includes the deadly Nipah and Hendra viruses. The World Health Organization says that these are the largest pandemic threats, killing up to 70% of the people that they infect. Dr. David Dijak, he's a public health expert. They're just getting ready, and all they can do for the lockdowns, guys. If you don't control your populace, you don't control anything. You've got to keep them working, keep them as slaves, keep them paying their taxes, and keep them buying new things. Keep them needing those shiny new apples, those shiny new vehicles. If they don't need them, make them think that they do. And if they even then don't, make sure that those things break the year after they buy them. Everything is right now broken down into a corruption that we're seeing all across politics in the USA. And here at Full Spectrum Survival, we get asked often, how much farther can we go? In my personal opinion, I don't think we have very long to go before you have some of those hashtags that those people were talking about as a reality inside of our country. Now, these doctors, virologists, whatever you want to call them, they say what concerns us is that we have a virus with a very high mortality rate. If it mutates, if it transmits to humans, if it starts attacking the kidneys as it does in these creatures, it is a threat to all of mankind. Now, I want to remind you, the news quickly blotted out the fact that we had a Chinese-run biolab here in the USA operating for a year or more. They said that they caught one. The FBI says there could be 10 more. Now, that doesn't give me very much confidence that we're not going to have some sort of purposeful biological event take place in the next couple of years. They would love it. In fact, the last one took place under a Trump administration. What would stop the next one from being Trump's welcoming gift into this new world? We see a change coming. This change is not going to be good, and it's not going to be easy to handle. It's up to you as preppers, survivalists, homesteaders, news junkies, doom and gloomers, whatever we are, to be ready. We hope for the best and we prepare for the worst. So get your pantry stocked up and your backpack filled. Now, these doctors say there are 3 things that keep me up at night. One is nuclear war. The second is the implications of our world. The third is a global pandemic. This virus sits squarely in the bullseye of a pandemic concern. Now, the fact that he says squarely and a bullseye circle really sets me off. That really grinds my gears, because how can you have those two things, Doc? Experts are concerned. They say epidemiologists predict global viruses, and they say that the time is coming. In fact, Bill Gates is out there telling you it already started. Researchers in Queensland captured multiple shrews in Alabama as part of an unrelated study. They were trying to look for aging and how those aging effects could be affecting humans. The virus was found in their kidneys, which suggests that it attacks the same organs that it will in human beings. I don't know about you, but I'm not having shrew stew anytime soon. We have advanced U.S. spy planes, including the Rivet Joint and the P-8 Poseidon, extensively being supplied and deployed to keep an eye on Russia and China. Now they're keeping an eye on the illegal Mexican cartels. I've talked with multiple people who have written in from the military, active duty service members right now, and they say that they're running operations on a near daily, especially weekly basis. Ever since Trump came in, it's been all hands on deck. They want to get the cartels under fire. They want to capture the communication. They want to stop what is likely an attack in the making. Now, there's a suspicion that the cartels will use their groups their intelligence and their organizations to possibly attack Donald Trump or Elon Musk, Tulsi Gabbard, RFK Jr., or any of the leaders in position right now. If they do, it's hands-on. Flight tracking data is indicating that the U.S. Air Force, their intelligence gathering aircraft, are pushing beyond the Baja Peninsula. Additionally, they're being deployed off the coast of Mexico. And isn't it interesting? We just talked about this last night with a friend. It was the Gulf of Mexico, even though Mexico shares less land mass with the Gulf of America than America does. Now, it's the Gulf of America. It's not the Gulf of the United States of America. It's not the Gulf of North America. It is the Gulf of America. So everybody who gets their panties in a rustle because it's being called the Gulf of America doesn't realize that that's for all of America, North and South America. Guys, we are in this together, and don't let them divide you. It's time for us to come together as people. What's coming is going to be hard. You're going to have families torn apart. You're going to have some of them join the wrong side. It's important that we watch what's happening every day and prepare for the unknowns of tomorrow. I want to thank you for being here with us. From my family to yours, stay safe out there. Get prepped out there. Wear your seatbelt, because that's what a prepper does, right? You don't know if you're going to get in a car wreck. You don't know if someone's going to hit you. You put on your seatbelt just in case. Well, how about checking the stove before you go to bed? Making sure your door is locked at night. You don't know someone's going to come and try to open your door handle. You check it and you lock it just in case. We get prepared just in case. We hope for the best and prepare for the worst. And that's what we're doing here and every day. Full spectrum survival only on YouTube. From my family to yours, everyone. Good luck out there. Make sure you check out contingencymedical.com if you're looking for antibiotic packs. You'll use them in the case of an emergency. You don't have access to a doctor, it has a cheat sheet, and it says, if these are your symptoms and you've ruled this out, here's the antibiotic that is likely going to be prescribed to you. Go ahead and take it. That's what it's for. The code FSS10 gets you a discount there. Stay safe, everyone. We'll see you real soon.